Captain on the bridge.
All right, captains, we are back on the bridge, and tonight we've received 40K orders, and what they are is to go back to the Adamants, or Adamants. Could be saying that wrong. So here on the Twitch bridge, when you are with us, you accumulate Twitch channel points. And we have a redeem here that is 40K channel points, and then what that is you order us to change our ship and builds, but you have to work with what we have. So my good friend YAVI decided to do a build on the Adamant. So what we will do is go over the build, weapons, space set, consoles, trade station, and DOFs, and then take it into an Elite Argala. Now, huge shout out to, again, my friend YAVI. He made this work. If you can call making this work in an ISC doing fairly well. So here it is. Everything here was him, so blame him. So it's the ISS Adamantium still, and again, it's the Terran Adamant Heavy Raider. And this is kind of a SCIFU boat, and it was very, very interesting to build and take out into that IC that we just did prior to this, but we'll do that. We'll talk about it a little in our closing remarks, but here we go. 4 weapons. We have the Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo, which is from your Discovery rep. Neutronic Torpedo, which is from your Delta rep. The Delphic Distortion Torpedo, which is from the Lobi Store. The Gravimetric Photon Torpedo, which is from your Dyson rep. And the Phaser Wide Angle Dual Heavy Beam Bank, which is from your Discovery rep. I will say that my SCIFU is weak, Captain. So again, let me emphasize this, very, very weak. So I just took the orders and we ran with it. Space set here, we got the Elite Fleet Intervention Proton Matter Deflector from your Fleet Colony. Prevailing Innovated Impulse Engines from your Competition rep. The Temporal Defense Initiative Overcharge Warp Core. Now this is from your Tempo rep. Paired with the Temporal Defense Initiative Regenerative Shield Array. Both of these are there, and the 2-piece of this gives us a 25% all damage for damage over time and hazard effects. So it's all for the SCIFU magics. In our aft here we have just the Lonely Black Ops Mine Launcher, which is from an event that we got, but now you can get this in the MUD store. And captains, we just did a previous video on the MUDs. Any recommendation I have for the MUD store, always wait for a sale. Just saying. Experimental weapon. We have the Soliton Wave Impeller, which is from your Tier 6 Rizian ship. It's a which it was an event ship. Devices here, we have a Exotic Particle Flood, or Candy, which is a SCIFU Candy. We'll call it SCIFU Candy. Plus 20% bonus exotic damage for 20 seconds. And the Kobayashi Mark Transponder for all its buff goodness. Which again, captains, is actually coming to the MUD store. Again, we did a video on that. I do recommend this if you only have the extra Zen to burn. Red Matter Capacitor, plus 25 all power levels for 30 seconds. You can actually get this from your Phoenix Prize Pack store. I believe it's just a rare level, if I'm not mistaken. The consoles, here we go. We got the Neutronic Eddy Generator, which is from your Rizian event ship. I can't remember which one it was, but we did use it. It was the Weather, I think it's a Weather Psi vessel for all its Psi goodness. This will generate a bunch of purple tornadoes, is what I call it. Some consoles I'm familiar with here, of course, the Dynamic Power Distributor Module. It is from your Atlas prototype Dreadnought, which you can actually get from your event campaign. Or its clicky goodness. The Emulating Phaser Lance from the Deimos Pilot Destroyer. Again, you can get from the year events, which we actually did a quick little video recommendation on that as well, regarding what ships that we recommend for the event campaign. Very good. Gives us all that phaser goodness and helps us cool down our universal consoles as well. Delphic Terra Generator. This was a console that I believe you can just get from the exchange for its, look at it, 20% bonus exotic damage, 5% crit severity. Another retrofit assimilator. This gives us, look at that, plus 30 Starship exotic particle generator. And of course, plus 30 Starship control expertise. I believe this came with the Borg lockbox, if I'm not mistaken. But just correct me below, captains, if we get anything incorrect here. Construction Anchor. Again, I bought this off the exchange, but it has plus 25.3 bonus exotic damage. Tholian Web Spinner Array. This was an event's reward for all its goodness there. The Tri-Cobalt Tear Launcher, which is from the Tier 6 Appalachia Blockade Runner, for its 19% mine torpedo damage, 47.5 Starship Shield Pen. Still a great console to use. The Chronometric Capacitor, plus 23.8 polar damage, but it's using it for the plus 35.6 Starship Exotic Particle Gen. And of course, the 23.8% torpedo damage that's going to do. This, I believe, was a mission reward. Agony Redistributor. This actually does come with the Adamant Heavy Raider. Also known as the Area of Effect, Recursive Shearing, Stop Hitting Yourself power. Assembly Module. This comes from your Omega Rep for all its crit chance and crit severity goodness. And of course, the Bioneural Infusion Circuits, which is from your Lobi store. So, stats-wise, this gives us 21.7 crit chance and crit severity 213.3. Keep in mind, captains, my Pandevers are all the way to 600, so I have that helping us as well. And we'll head, and our specialization, Temp Ops is primary and Intelligence Officer is secondary. Go to our traits. A little different here. Good day to die. Context is for kings. Self-modulating fire. Particle manipulator. Fragment of AI tech. Innocuous. Unconventional systems. Terran targeting systems. Superior projectile training. The Boimler effect. Our starship traits here. Checkmate. Universal designs. I have to be careful because we have rapid emitting armaments. We can blame YAVI if I die. Entwine tactical matrices. Ceaseless momentum. And she's a predator. Because I do have cloak on this and I'm gonna try to use that. I'm really bad at just going in and just doing. Base rep, we have aux power configuration offense. Advanced targeting systems. Particle generator. Mechanic shearing and chrono capacitor array. I just noticed something, but we'll change it right after we go with this. Active space rep, we have nothing too different here. Anti-time, anti-wind singularity. Biomolecular shield generator. Force challenge. Quantum singularity manipulation. And refracting tetron cascade. Over our stations. Jam left to right, top to bottom. Jam targeting sensors. Destabilizing resonance beam. Delayed overload cascade. Tractor beam. Very cold in space. Gravity well. Channel deconstruction. Chronometric inversion field. Chemosite lace weaponry. Beam fire at will. Cannon scatter volley. Torp spread 3, which is our main torpedo buff there. And attack pattern Omega 3. Every time I say this, I think of Cisco. Just me? Just me? All right. The one thing that I did forget to do in a last run we did was actually put everything into aux here. So this could actually even perform better, but we'll go over our dupes. We'll go over our dopes. So this time it's a little different. in space here, but in the ground still have the same two. Neil Falconer to help us increase our damage versus Zeeberg. Elder Malikatan for space increased damage versus all. Here we go. So we have 3 projectile officers. 2 of them are going to help us to give us a chance to reduce our recharge time for our torpedoes. And then the 1 will give us a chance to stack crit severity when we fire torpedoes. I've been saying this incorrectly this whole time, so my apologies, captains. Delirene is the name of this stuff, but it gives us increased damage versus the Zeeberg. Brad Boimler, because it's Brad Boimler, and a gravimetric scientist, which gives us a chance to create an aftershock gravity well 1. So that's awesome. So there it is. That's the build. Huge shout out to YAVI again. Captain's little backstory. He was one of the first captains I met Star Trek Online back in 2014. So he's a really good friend of mine. And this is not the first time he's put me in a Psi build, but in a different ship that's not really meant for Psi. But he likes to kind of do this to me because he knows my SCIFU is weak. But huge shout out to YAVI. But I'll also give a shout out to my captains here. We have William Knight, Anthony Taylor, Charles, and Saren. So shout out to you, my cap. So what we'll do is we'll take this into an Elite Argala and see how it does. And remember, captains, Picard and Riker are always with us. Okay? They just commandeer every ship, okay? Every ship.
Ensign, take us out of here. Maximum warp.
Aye, sir.
Engage.
Oof. I do love this ship. You know, when he told me what he was going to do with the orders, I got excited because I do love the admin. Oh, and he also put me in the Baul Vanity Shield just because.
Tactical alert. Vessel approaching. Bearing 184, Mark 7.
All hands. Battle stations.
Weapons hot, deflectors to full.
Oh, let's not. Careful, careful. There's that. We're going to save our major bus for the second group. Oof. There's the first group, and I almost blew myself up there. Gotta be careful. Okay, let's cloak. After the announcements. After the announcement. After the announcement. There you go.
Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
All the goodness. There you go. That is a lot of SCIFU that I'm... SCIFU is an acquired skill to build, because that's a lot of DACA. Like, I know I like my torp DACA, but this is a different level of DACA. Oh. Make sure we use our DPRM because we have it. Try to make YAVI proud by not dying. I can't promise it, but we will try. There's that group.
And surrender to the Benton Guard. Sensors are picking up small habitations in some of the atmosphere, possibly consistent with Volkol, temporary hideouts.
Like, it's a very flashy. SCIFU, I find, is very, very flashy. There you go. Take care of this one. There we go again. The whole... like, this fills up the whole screen with these eddies. Like, look at that. Crazy.
We do what we
Alright.
want, where we want.
Still probably take these guys down too as well. No. There you go. Trying to keep my distance away from them because I know I have Re.
Picked up a tight beam
Uh-oh.
transmission on a new frequency.
Let's cloak here
Now, but it was probably a call for assistance.
to kind of take the heat off us a little bit. There you go, that's them. Oh, last group already. All right, let's cloak. Let's cloak, and then let's see what we can do here. Holy jeez. Let's put them all together.
Captain got this.
Whoa!
Excellent work. We'll send over a pacification party.
I took care of those other two. I wasn't even paying. To be honest, captains, I was just looking at my key. Like, there's so. Anyways, let me give my final thoughts here first. But wow,
Thank you for your assistance.
didn't expect that. I did not. Okay, just 1 sec, sir. Let's go over here. Let's do our shelfies, captains. If you don't know what that is, there are ship selfies. We're gonna make YAVI proud and take a good pic of this. Pick an angle right there. So there it is, captains. That's how it did. I said it before. I'm not a good SCIFU captain, and there's a lot of clickies. Like, I mean a lot of clickies to do with this. So my whole tray here, which we'll actually do a video of how I do my trays, but there is so many things to click. If you don't have a hotkey or sort of spam bar set up for this, you'll be clicking for days. Like, that was kind of what throws me off for Sci builds. But before we did this video, we did an ISE run, and this did 400k. It had a tank in there, but that's about it. There was no debuffing of anything necessarily. It was just a tank, sort of a channel style run, and it did 400k, and that is with my aux power low. So if I would have put that higher, it probably would have performed better. But again, YAVI is more of a Sci captain, and I've always been sort of tactical heavy. So huge shout out to YAVI. Thank you so much for these orders. I had fun. This ship I love, and then you made it into a sort of SCIFU-ish ship. So, and that's kind of the fun we have here, captain. So I invite you captains here on the Twitch bridge, where we do sort of fun builds like this. And I'm not the best ship builder. We just do this for fun and for our nightly pew pew shenanigans. So with that note, captains, we will leave it on this.
Don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference.